fresh pair of tennis shoes. A fresh pair of tennis shoes.
24 hours. Yeah.
A fresh pair of tennis shoes. It's like a fresh pair of tennis shoes. It's like a fresh pair of tennis shoes. You know, fresh pair of tennis shoes.
Quest Coast.
Your favorite DJ.
I was the kid on the court not playing. I was the kid on the court not playing. I was the kid on the court not playing. He stepped on my shoes, time out, stop playing. I'm not saying that your love is fake, but I clean mine 10 times a day. I lace my feet with things you can't compete with. I bought 6 pairs of grade 5s just to sleep with. Shit, and I love my 4s. Flight Club is kinda high, but I would love some more. They like, I love those yours. I'm like, I know that's right. I even had the LA Gears with them glow ass lights. And kids used to ask, do those glow at night? And you'll put your hand around it. I was so alive when they retroed them 5s. I walked in the stores like I almost died. Surprised the heads ain't made it. Blue 9s is my favorite. Until the phone posit pennies come back, I'll be waiting like yes.
What's up, man? Cam, how you doing? Chris. We out here in RIF.LA, just about to ask a few questions. So, we're gonna get it started with. We just want to hear your story on how RIF.LA started. I know you weren't, probably weren't there when it first came about, but what you know your history about it.
What I know about it is that well, when I first started coming, Japanese would tell me that they came from Japan and they got hired to open a consignment shop right here in LA. They call it reinforced because pretty much LA didn't have like a sneaker game.
Okay.
It was like Flight Club, so everybody would pretty much get raped on prices.
Man.
You would pay like, I remember I never bought a shoe personally from Flight Club, but my friend actually bought a shoe from Flight and they charged them, it was a Tiffany low, charged them like 700 plus tax, that came out like 780. So then they came in here and they're like, well, we'll just try to build a new store with like no name, bring it from the ground up. Right. And undercut Flight. That's pretty much what I know about it.
No, that makes sense. Because the shoe game in Tokyo had been going on since like 1994, 1995-ish. So basically they came over here and then they ended up hiring 2 dudes who ended up becoming the eventual owners in 2011. And that's basically how it started. Just like expanding from Japan, bringing the whole idea of consignment over to LA.
Since you started working here, or since you became involved in the sneaker community, what's the changes you've seen?
There's a lot. I mean, I noticed from like there's like newer sneakerheads, like there's like dudes that are like 45 which are older, like sneakerheads, they've been into it for years and years. But then there's like a lot of kids, like I'm surprised I see like 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds coming in here and like dropping racks. Like I've seen a little kid drop like 5,000 and I'm like, oh fuck.
That's crazy.
Those are his peers.
And then just like quality in shoes. It's gotten worse, but then I mean, you can't expect much. Everybody doesn't want to wear Jordans anymore to play basketball. They just want to wear them to blossom. So, I don't blame it, but I mean, it could get a lot better just because like personal shoes that I like come on and I'm like, I used to like the shoe, but I don't like the shoe anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Oh, definitely. The biggest change would be the value that's on a new release. So for instance, when I first started, everyone only wanted original colorways, right? And then now you see this past holiday, instead of releasing an original color 11, they did the gamma, right? Right. So every release that comes out now, it's the opposite of how it used to be. The original colors go for the least, and the newest colors go for the most, typically. So for instance, you have like Steel 10s, Cool Grade 9s, Laney 5s, just Grape 5s. The Grape 5, when I first started, would be like a $400 shoe, and now it's like $225. Wow. But then you get a shoe that's like a Bel Air 5. Crazy colors, goes for like $450.
What was your favorite and most memorable celebrity?
There was 2 actually. There was one when I was actually still a customer and I was in here and Soulja Boy came in here. And it was like It was the first time like I've ever seen like Soulja Boy in person, and it was funny because he was wearing the tightest pants ever. And at that time he didn't buy any shoes. He just bought a bunch of, because we used to sell our clothes here, and he bought a lot of shirts and hats. And he pulled out like literally like a stack this big from like the tightest jeans ever. And I'm like, dude, how did you have that? That's crazy. And then he paid for it. That was one. And then probably like my favorite as an employee was Scott Disick. Just cause like I don't know, just I look up to him just cause how like the swag he has.
Right. Yeah, he does shit.
Yeah, he doesn't care. Just like de-gappy. But that was pretty much the two that were like I was pretty like starstruck with Scott Disick, but everybody else was just like, oh, Trinidad James coming in here. Basketball players, but they're just players. I was like, oh, cool. Like, how about all good?
Okay. What did do you remember what he bought? Scott Disick?
He bought a Royal one.
The Royal Blue?
The Royal one, a Platinum Yeezy, and what's it called? Metallic 2001 one.
Oh, so he dropped.
Okay. Yeah.
Was Chief Keef, because he came in randomly on a Sunday and we were just chilling in here and there's no one here, right? He just walks in, we're like, oh shit, it's Chief Keef. He comes in, we're like, okay, get everything out in his size. We stack the whole counter up like 40 pairs in 5 minutes, right? He walks over to the wall and pulls out the most random shoe. It was a True Boost Physike. He was just looking at it for like 5 minutes, didn't talk to anybody, and then he just walked out. But the best part, when he walked out, he just went out to 2nd Street and walked down the middle of the street.
Wait, this
like in front of cars and everything.
This Physike right here?
Nah, it was a white one.
Oh.
We don't have it anymore, but like, when I say no one ever, I've never seen anyone look at the shoe. Never seen anyone look at the shoe before. And that was the first shoe we went to and just stared at it. And then just left.
So we read on your bio that you guys were looking to expand. And we were wondering why you guys said that New York wasn't like in your top options.
Well, I mean, we're trying to like, because New York, the New York store over there, which is on Fight Club, is big, so it's like hard to sit down. Right. So I pretty much, everybody that lives in New York like brags about like, oh, I shop at Flight, I shop at Flight, I shop at Flight. And I mean,
Foot Locker too.
Yeah, so it's like the biggest stores over there, and over here there's really like almost nothing. Like there's little stores coming up now and then, but like they don't do anything. And I've noticed like even like people that are like, oh, I heard of RIF.LA, and they drive like from Frisco, San Diego, like up north. So we're like, I don't know, a lot of people say like Frisco should be the option for us, but we have no idea yet. But I mean, we're just trying to keep like the whole California shoe game like on top.
I respect that. Keep it in the West. Respect that.
Right now, New York I wouldn't count out of the question, but I think the direction we're headed in is to try to lock down the West Coast first. So probably like San Francisco, or even somewhere closer like down south, like Long Beach, Cerritos area, or even like San Diego or something. But just get California on lock before we go across and try to take over New York, you know.
Okay. How do you guys think you guys compete with Fight Club?
I mean, we try to compete with them basically by checking their website, and then we undercut their prices. So that's the thing, like a lot of our sellers, they try to push their prices up. So if Fight Club has a shoe for like $500, they want to go at like $495. We don't let that happen, just because we're geared more towards the buyer than the seller. And at the end of the day, a lot of people still come in and like, oh, why is the shoe so expensive? And we have to find a fine medium between what we can allow people to make their money on, because that is the market value for the shoe, and also meeting the needs of our customers and trying to keep the costs low. The first shoes I remember coming in here and like really wanting to buy, and I would never find it for a good price, and then Jeff sold it to me for like $100. And that was back in like 2008, so it's still wearable, but as you can see, this one's already starting to crack. But this is a 1999 white cement 4, Nike Air on the back, hang tag still attached. So this is definitely one of my personal favorites. It's a shame that I outgrew the shoe and I had to sell it, but definitely always have sentimental value to this one. This shoe, this is probably my favorite SB. It's the Nike SB Dunk Low collaboration with Supreme. So they did this one and then the white one. So pretty much you switch out the black with the white, but this one is definitely the better one of the two. And I just like this shoe because pretty much my favorite Jordan besides this one would be the Black Cement 3 from 2001. So that's pretty much taking that color silhouette and putting it on a Dunk. And this is like one of the 2 SBs I own. So this is like all I need. Yeah, and then probably my favorite runner in the shop.
from 2003. It's the Atmos collab with Nike. So Atmos is a Japanese-based brand. They have a store now. They have a few stores. They just opened up like the sports lab. So they're definitely into like Nike sportswear and runners and all that. But yeah, this is just a random gem you'll see at the shop. No one will know about when you see it on the wall, but it's definitely a classic in terms of Air Max 95s and Nike runners in general.
Man, because I didn't even notice it, like you said, on the wall at all, but when you picked it up,
Yeah.
pointed it out, I was like, I kind of want to buy it.
Why you chose those?
Well, this shoe, it's funny because like recently just got it this week, and this shoe was like, when I was in high school, I would always want this shoe and I would never find it my size or for the right price. And when I was in high school, this shoe would go for like $500, and in high school like I didn't have money like that where I was just like, well, I could spend $500 and be cool with a shoe. And I would always fiend this shoe, like legit. Like I really don't like dunks, but like this shoe was just like, I need it. Like I don't know why. It's a weird brown color, but I mean it's cool. And the Yeezy, I mean it's just like an iconic shoe. Like Kanye, the first rapper not to be an athlete to do a shoe with Nike. It's pretty sick. And I mean like the whole shoe, honestly, it's not just because like it's a Kanye shoe. Like the shoe's just sick. Like every look down the detail, like the scales, the strap, it glows in the dark. And I'm a big fan of like high top shoes. So it's like just sick.
It's one of a kind too.
Yeah.
Not too many shoes.
And I mean he like, I think he just recently left Nike, so
You did?
so this shoe's gonna go like up in value. And then Jordan 1, I mean it's just a classic shoe. It's the first Jordan ever, black and red. I also like the black and blue, but black and red is just like iconic. It's never gonna die. Jordan could release this shoe like 50 times in a year and it's still gonna sell out. Just because it's a classic shoe.
And that's the bed.
Yeah, and then this is the band, which was like, it was released only in outlets, I believe, and it was like, they would get restocks like for a month, like just straight like every week. And I mean, it was funny because like it retailed at 110, and like in two weeks it hit 300, and then like a couple of years it hit 800 to 1,000.
That's crazy.
Which is crazy. But I mean, these are like my 3 favorite shoes.
Holy grails.
Yeah, come stop by the shop. We got the shoe store right here, 334A East 2nd Street, Los Angeles, California. And then also RIF.LA, which is the clothing consignment store, just 334 East 2nd Street.
This that west side Crenshaw bumpin'. Just a little something that my niggas came up with. J305 say you boys is on some fuck shit. Girls wanna touch this, but I don't even trust it. A man getting jealous, better tell him I'm corrupted. My mom calls me dumb, I don't need no introduction. Didn't choose rap, it's just something that I'm stuck with. Like Wu-Tang Clan, ain't nothing you should fuck with. Spreading my money on the table like mustard. Old school Raider hat, gotta be adjusted. A1